What led you to your spiritual path?
It was probably more of a suffering. I didn't grow up with religion in my house.
Was there a woo, I saw the light moment?
Oh my gosh.
What does the nagging voice in your head usually say?
When it's being negative?
Is it negative a lot? Morning sex or morning meditation? Oh, wow, okay. I had to ask my mom's permission to ask this question.
Okay. Wow, I've never been asked that question before.
What was the hardest lesson you've learned?
Oh, it took me a very long time to rebuild my life from that. That was a really pivotal thing that happened in my life that really changed the course of my life.
All right, so what led you to your spiritual path? Was it a suffering? Was it a sudden awakening?
I think it was probably more of a suffering. I mean, it's interesting. Like I've always felt very connected. I've always felt that whenever I'm in nature, I can feel God. And I think I was, I always was searching. I didn't grow up with really religion in my house because my father was Jewish, my mother is Christian. So it was the time when there wasn't a lot of harmony around religion. I decided to be Catholic for 1 year. I went to church, by myself. So I think I tried a lot of things, searching for meaning and kind of a framework for things. But I think when my father got really sick with cancer is when I think that's what started me on this sort of quest for more meaning and also health and wellness. And that was a really pivotal thing that happened in my life that really changed the course of my life.
And was there any sudden healing moment? Was there a woo, I saw the light moment?
I've had a few of those throughout the course of my life, where I felt, very deeply like a divine intervention, and a sort of knowing. And I've had moments that are kind of crazy. I won't say on an interview, but a few things that have really been startling and that have let me know that there's something else.
And do you have a spiritual advisor?
I think I've had a few spiritual advisors over the years. I've had incredible teachers. I had a yoga teacher for many years who definitely was a advisor to me, and also a Persian teacher who was a big advisor to me. So I've had amazing teachers along the way.
Amazing, because I'm a guru hunter.
You are?
Yeah, my guru is right there. Actually, she she looks too pretty, but yeah, to me, like I love a good teacher.
Yeah,
when
me
you
too.
find a good teacher, it's like life is easier now. Like this voice in my head is gonna calm down. What does the nagging voice in your head usually say?
When it's being negative?
Yeah. Is it negative a lot?
Not as much anymore. When I was younger, it was much more negative.
Okay.
Now, once in a while, it's usually when it's negative, it's around me not doing something well enough. Like I'm very, very hard on myself. But a lot of times now, the voice in my head is quite pleasant and
nice.
I think full of a lot of gratitude.
Nice,
Yeah.
that's lovely.
Yeah.
What is the craziest healing modality you've tried?
Oh my gosh. I think I've tried everything. I tried, apitherapy, so bee sting therapy. That was probably the most painful one.
Would you do it again?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. And exosomes and, all kinds of things. I try it all.
Okay, nice. What makes you feel the most insecure?
I think what makes me feel the most insecure is, I think when we're little, we get sometimes a core belief, that we're like not, for me anyway, it was like that I wasn't good enough. So anything that hits on that, like that like pings it, like that makes me feel like I'm not good enough. That makes me feel insecure.
Oh, it's the good enough.
Yeah, good enough.
For me, is that I'm not seen.
Right.
Yeah. Hence, I'm making sure.
Hence your beautiful outfit.
Thank you.
We'll see you from a mile away today.
Oh, thank God,
Exactly.
finally. I'm still that inner child goes home tonight. I swear to God, I'll be like, I don't feel seen. I don't feel like, So anyway, so
Wow.
that's.
We're always a work in progress.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
No, I'm calling her the inner baby these days.
There you go.
Yeah, so we can, Actually, I want to ask you a question that I had to ask my mom's permission to ask this question.
Okay.
Because her and I are really close. She was actually in the audience.
Oh,
but
wow.
if I come back to this earth again, I won't choose her as my mother because the lessons that I had to learn through choosing her as a mother, they were so painful. And I had this conversation with her. I said, would you want me to choose you again? And she said, I want you to choose the healed version of me.
Wow.
So if your soul comes back to the earth again, would you choose the same parents?
Wow. I've never been asked that question before. Well, would I have already lived this life?
Yes. You have the knowing.
So I think I would choose different parents to learn a different set of things.
So if the genie would come and say, hey, you can have a completely different life, what would you keep and what would you get rid of?
Well, I feel like I'm very happy with my life. It probably looks a lot easier than it is. But I've made peace with the entirety of my life and who I am. And so I'm not sure if I took out the things that were harder, if it would materially change the balance of the whole thing. I would be worried.
Wow.
I would be worried to extract the things that were hard in fear of the fact that it might change the things that are good.
And that you wouldn't learn the lessons?
Right.
Because I heard that you value the lessons that you learned through hardship.
I really do.
What was the hardest lesson you've learned?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. But, I think that the death of my father was the most painful. And I think the lesson that I had to learn there was to really learn how to love myself, because he loved me so much and the loss of him was so enormous. And it took me a very long time to rebuild my life from that. And I think, I made sort of bad decisions out of that grief, but then ultimately really good decisions out of the grief by choosing to really feel all of the pain and do all of the work to do all of the healing.
You do like a challenge, huh? Even in your next life.
No, please.
No, by the way, even from the outside, it's your life doesn't look easy. It actually looks very difficult.
Right.
I'm like amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Seriously, it takes a lot of gravitas and real core strength, that root chakra, strong. That's the only way to manifest what you've manifested. 2 rapid questions to end this. What's more toxic? Social media, processed sugar, or cancel culture?
Wow, that's difficult. I'm going to say social media, because I think that it is the most damaging. Like, I am seeing, I even noticed in myself, I always have to delete Instagram off my phone and leave it off for ages because it's so addictive and it takes you lower and lower and lower. And I see, my children and their friends, like the anxiety that's caused by it. I think it's a real mental health crisis, social media.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, morning sex or morning meditation?
Meditation.
Oh, wow. Okay, great. I agree with you. Very much so. This is so beautiful.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
This I mean, I'm so happy. I'm gonna go celebrate a week after this. I'm so happy. This was a
Thank
moment
you.
that I've been like manifesting
so
for years.
sweet.
No,
Thank
thank
you.
you for being here. Alrighty, shall we?
Okay, thank you.
Of course.